In this video, we're going to talk about 5 towns, 5 nightmares. This is Erica Slaughter's Untold Origins. Alrighty then, this is a full story comic book review of Netflix, Something is Killing the Children, issues number 36 to 40. And the reason why I say Netflix is because this is going to be a Netflix show. It's going to happen. And if you click on this video, this is a perfect starting point for new readers and die-hard fans of Something is Killing Children or Slaughterverse alike. Each standalone issue of this story arc highlights Erica Slaughter's appearance in 5 different American towns before the issue of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1, so we get to go back to some Untold Origins here. Now before we get into the content, link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print Rated Comics exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. We do have some limited print Rated Comic exclusives as well. And if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Like the video and subscribe to this channel, and also timestamps will be in description if you wish to go from issue to issue. With all that being said, hey, let's get into the content. Now the timeline of this issue takes place before Something is Killing the Children, issues number 1 through 15. That is where we establish that Erica Slaughter is the monster hunter that she is right now, and she is gangster like that. So we're going back in 5 years in this mysterious, eerie town. Of course, there are mysterious and eerie when we're dealing with Erica Slaughter and Something is Killing the Children here. But this boy, his name is Randy, he's getting some materials, some food, some items for Erica. Now he's also listening on the news, where on the news they're talking about horrifying cases in northeast Minnesota where 2 children were found brutally mauled on Friday. A rash of dog killings has local officials convinced the act was committed by either a wolf or a bear. But experts remain baffled and parents are keeping the doors in this small North Woods community locked tight. But Randy, he ain't keeping that door tight, he's opening that door wide ass open. So he goes in and locates Erica. And Erica's like, yep, I'm right here. Okay, well, I got you some tools, I got you some pills, I don't know what the pills are, I got you everything that you need, even the water. And Erica's like, Randy, this is not regular water, this is the fizzy kind of water. Well, we didn't have any. Well, I'll tell you what, let me dump this fizzy water out, you go back in and you put some water from the sink, tap water, that'll do. So Randy's like, okay, but did you kill it? Did you kill the monster? No, not yet, says Erica. So Erica's like, wait a minute, hold up, homeboy, get behind me. Something's out there rustling around, messing around, about to find out. But it turns out it's a dog. And Erica's like, is that your dog? No, says Randy. I think that belonged to Wally, you know? One of the kids who died. The one with the puppy, says Erica? Yeah, I heard she ran off. I think her name was Birdie, that's the dog's name, the mother of those puppies. So Erica's like, let me see if you got some cold cuts. And Randy, being a young kid that he is, he doesn't know that it's meat or anything like that. So Erica finds the cold cuts, gives it to the dog, and the dog is like, you got some sweets up in there? We hungry like that. And Erica, we get a different side of Erica. Even though she's a monster hunter, she's still got the humane side that just can't help it when she sees a dog. So the dog turns around and Erica's like, okay, where are you going, bruh? But the dog comes back with her puppy. So a little rough, and Erica just shows the dog some more love, and the dog is sad. Even though she's happy to see Erica, she's sad because it's already established that, and Erica already knows this too, that the monster got her other puppies as well. So Erica goes into the woods just trying to assess the situation. She's like, you know what, this makes no damn sense. The damn thing's getting stronger every day, but kids aren't dying. Not since the first 2. As we established in this series, the monsters tend to kill children, but because not many children are dying, what generated this monster? And so her totem is like, just because the boy doesn't seem to be the one who generated the monster doesn't mean that nobody did it. Something is coming. And Erica turns around and something is coming, but it's that dog, Birdie, and Erica's like, she followed me. And the totem's like, keep your focus. And I just remember that the totem's name is Octo. This book goes on hiatus from time to time, so I tend to forget what the names and main events are, but we'll catch along with it, you know? And also, don't forget to check out the playlist at the end of this video too, if you ever want to catch up from the beginning up until now of all the issues of Something Killing the Children. So Erica goes back to this thing, like she's deducing on what it really is, and it's really strange to her because animals are getting killed by monsters all this time, but this one seems like it's deliberately targeting the dogs. Only 2 dead kids, and one of the kids that died is the one that owned this dog and her puppies. And Erica's like, wait a minute, That's it. Erica calls her handler, Aaron Slaughter. Yeah, you remember him, right? And Aaron accuses Erica, you're being lazy. You just want a simple answer. Erica's like, no, I'm not saying that this is happening. What I'm saying is, I want you to check and see if there are anything in your records of this happening before, because Oscar type monsters are made from abstract fear, then taking shape. But why couldn't it have been a puppy's fear that made this monster? Aaron's like, because it's an animal. Animals don't have fear. Actually, yes, they do. You knock them around a couple times, they're scared. They have fear. And Erica's like, okay, if you think this is so stupid, then why don't you go out in the field and do this yourself? And Aaron's like, girl, quit playing with me. That is the red flag that got Jessica killed. All right. How would you feel if I told Cecilia about this? Now, in previous issues, Jessica is Erica's mentor, and Cecilia and Jessica always had this beef going around because how Jessica brought Erica into the House of Slaughter. But, you know, it's another story, but we definitely addressed it in the previous issues. Aaron is under the impression that Erica is just bulljabbing his case, and Aaron wants his case quickly closed so they can move on to the next mission. Erica's pissed and she don't want nothing to do with them. So Randy comes around like, who were you talking to? And Erica's like, just some freaking a-hole. That's all. But can you tell me about that kid, Wally, the one who owned Birdie, the dog? You know, the one with her puppies? And Randy's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be awful since I know he's dead and all, but it's not like I'm going to miss him or anything like that. Yeah, he was mean. And Erica's like, do you think he would have hurt a puppy or anything like that? We don't know. So Erica goes back and finds Birdie and tells Birdie, hey, it's okay. I have your puppy right here. I have your baby. And the dog is like, nah, bro, there's something in those woods and I'm scared. And Erica knows that the dog is scared. There's something very bad in there. But she promises the dog to look after her and her puppy. So Erica tells her that I've done this before with human kids. I promise I'm not going to let anything happen to your baby. But I could only stop this monster from killing other puppies if I lure it in. And I got to use your puppy to do that. So is it okay, Birdie? Do you trust me? And Birdie obviously gives the lick of confirmation like, yeah, I do trust you. So they go into the woods and the puppy knows something is up. Birdie, mama dog, knows something is up. And Erica's like, okay, I know this isn't fair. I know you're scared and you lost your brothers and sisters, but we got to take care of this business. And you see like this wavy, eerie form of an Oscar type forming, and it emerges and it forms into full manifestation and it's ready to go to work on Erica. But you know what? Erica is going to outwork that work with that monster, and she gets to work. So she gets the dog, tells Birdie to take your pup and get up out of here and run, because mama dog, Erica Slaughter that is, gotta take care of this business, and I'm gonna stand on business because this Oscar type monster don't want none of this smoke. So later on, a callback to Something Is Killing the Children, issue number 1. When you watch that review, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. After she slays this monster, she says, I stink, I need a real good shower. So Randy's like, is the monster dead? Yeah, it's over. Well, does that mean you get to go home, says Randy? Home probably doesn't mean the same thing to me as it does to you, says Erica. To me, home was people that loved me, people you can rely on, people that just had love. I don't have that anymore. And we get a little flashback right there. And Randy's like, well, that's so sad for you. And Erica's like, yeah, that is sad. Just make sure this puppy gets a lot of love, okay? It's going to be scared of a lot of things, and that can break somebody. It can make them mean. But if you give a lot of love and lots of love, it's going to be okay. It's going to have a good, long, happy life. And Randy's like, I hope you can have a good, long, happy life too, Erica. And Erica looks at the distance like, well, I prefer not to answer that. I'm going to plead the fifth, but keep these kids safe. All right, Birdie? So she goes to the big dog, Mama Dog. Mama Dog gives her thanks. Looks of confirmation, looks of gratitude, if you want to call it that. So Randy's like, will we ever see you again, Erica? I hope not. Goodbye. And that is the end of Something Is Killing the Children, issue number 36, the monsters that made Erica Slaughter the monster hunter that she is today. Now, Something Is Killing the Children, issue number 37, takes place of the events before Erica Slaughter arrived in Archer's Peak, which is the beginning of Something Is Killing the Children, issue number 1. So we begin this parking lot where it looks like a Walmart, but it's actually Paulmark, where this girl named Francie and Ed are talking about Ed's non-boyfriend Jake, how you need to make some commitment issues, or you got some commitment issues, bro, because you guys are obviously kissing out, making out, doing all this boom, boom, choom, choom, chomp, chomp, whatever you guys want to call it, and yet he's just a friend. So if we keep going on with the situationship, somebody's gonna get hurt. And Ed's like, I've always been really clear what my deal is with Jake, and Jake is okay with it. Okay, period. Even though he doesn't say period at the end of his sentences like that, I could just picture the character saying period at the end of his sentences. Kind of reminds me of a girl at work who ends her sentences with period. Okay, period. Anyways, so Francie's like, okay, if he wasn't okay with it, obviously you guys wouldn't be hanging out and spending time together. So you should go out with your fake boyfriend, alright, that you talk to every day. He's not my boyfriend, okay? Well, I don't know, but you guys got some funny going on. So meanwhile, electronic door opens at this Walmart kind of deal, even though I guess for trademark reasons, obviously they can't say that word, but we're gonna use Paulmark. Erica Slaughter and this girl walk in, and Erica Slaughter tells this girl, okay, we have to be quick. I know what I'm looking for. And they just look at them like, yo, you two are sus. So this girl's like, there's a monster coming to eat everyone, and you better run. Erica's like, girl, that's not what I meant. Like, you got to keep a low profile. Baby girl, you're messing it up. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's fine. Nobody's here, says Erica. But she looks just to make sure that's the case because she doesn't want anyone else getting unnecessarily hurt. And Erica Slaughter tells Francie and Ed to not worry about them. And then Ed's like, wait, hold up. Is that lady bleeding, right? Period. Shut up, Ed. And then ding, the door closes. They turn around and it's like, oh, well, that must be busted, but no one's here. That makes no damn sense. So Ed's like, we should call Andy, Francie. And Francie's like, Andy's getting chon in the back of her car with her boyfriend at a gas station, and she will kill us if we interrupt that chon session. So it doesn't matter. There's a lady covered in blood. If this crap gets weird, she's gonna kill us for not reaching out to her. And there's a loud and abrupt crash that just startles the heck out of them. And Francie's like, I don't get it. I didn't see anyone in that aisle. Well, Ed is like, I'm about to make a call to Jake. I'm about to make a call to somebody because you know why? Period. Anyways, that's the right thing to do. But Erica calls the House of Slaughter and tells him that she needs a full blackout on Flat Rock, South Dakota. There are civilians and she doesn't want anyone getting into harm's way. And Black Mass is like, you said you're going to take care of this 2 nights ago. What gives? And Erica's like, I didn't. And it got bigger. And if you don't give me my freaking blackout, I'm going to black you out, bruh. And Black Mask, and you know that's got to be Aaron Slaughter right there, tells Erica Slaughter that the data blackout started the second you asked for it. I just like hearing you squirm. Electrical blackout is coming in just a few minutes. Says Erica, I'm going to strangle you. She hangs up the phone and the little girl's like, was that your brother? Something like that, says Erica. I used to fight with my brother like that before. And Erica Slaughter's like, look, I'm not going to let anything happen to you, and I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to my awful brother either. Nothing too awful anyways. You can slap him around a bit, but not much more than that. So Erica Slaughter said that to kind of cheer her up, and the little girl's like, I can hear the monster in here. It can smell me. It wants to kill me. Yes, it does want to kill you, says Erica Slaughter. It's hunting you, but that means we can corner it and kill it. So back to Ed and Francie. Ed's like, that doesn't make any sense. What person could even knock over those shelves? I should know. I've tried. Period. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying period, but I think you guys get the point on what kind of character I see this Ed character being. So all of a sudden the lights go out and Ed's like, I don't like this. This is some weird shit. Is there like an evil ghost here or something? Is it gonna kill us? We should run. And Francie's like, okay, it's probably just some fucked up people playing tricks on us. Well, I don't want no freaked up people playing tricks on us. We don't get paid enough for freaked up people to play tricks on us. I don't want no tricks. Tricks are for kids. Well, this ain't no kid action. This ain't no trick cereal either. So they're in the dark and Francie's like, well, look, I want to help find whatever's making that noise. It's making all this noise and turning over these aisles that no human can do. So Ed's like, I think it's over there. And Francie gets her phone flashlight and it's like, I don't see nothing. Well, whatever it is, it's right in front of us. All right. And Francie's like, I don't see anything. And Ed's like, I can feel it. It's big and it's breathing and it's coming closer. There's nothing there, says Francie. Well, there's a chainsaw that Erica Slaughter is turning up and wrapping up. And she tells the little girl, get behind me and do whatever the girl tells you to do, all right? And this little girl's like, pat, let's do this, okay? Period. Okay, maybe that's one too much cups of coffee for me to do this thing, all right? So this little girl tells them people, Francie and Ed, you two follow me. I'm your boss now. I'm the captain of the ship now. And Ed's like, okay, I truly don't understand any of this. And that's got to be a comedic moment where I can see that playing like, what the fuck is going on in there? So Francie's like, I think I do. So wait, are you even taking us somewhere? So Francie said, okay, wait, little girl, where are you even taking us? Away from the fight, says the little girl. And Francie's like, okay, I think I know where we should go. So they walk together and Francie's like, okay, there's security cameras down there. They're dead in this power outage. It looks like that blonde lady is fighting something. Is this a ghost? Is this like a real ghost fight? And Francie looks at the little girl like, okay, tell me something. What can you tell me? And little girl's like, it's a secret. Well, your secret's kind of messing up this whole entire story. And look at that secret that only Erica Slaughter can see. And she's going to work on that monster. And before I go any further, we're just going to admire that. And I just want to let you guys know, don't forget to check out RatedComics.com for some really cool, limited print, Rated Comic exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. With all that being said, hey, let's get back into the content. So Ed's like, okay, this is all too wild and weird. And Francis is like, well, what are you gonna do? There's no signal. Look, I'm texting my not boyfriend everything, so that way when he gets signal, he'll be able to avenge me, all right? Somebody needs to avenge my death, okay? Period. And homegirl's like, I don't understand. If he's not your boyfriend, then isn't he just a friend? Exactly, says Ed. And Francis is like, oh, no. He's more than a friend. They keep making out, going out together, and they talk every day, like, period, okay? So that girl's like, that sounds like a boyfriend then. And Ed's like, okay, you obviously don't understand my culture. So Francie tells the little girl, like, look, I know we're in danger. I believe something real is happening down there. I just need to know what it is. And finally, the little girl confesses there was a monster, I think it came out of my nightmares, and it ate my little brother. And then it tried to eat me. Remember, when these kids have nightmares and they believe in that, it manifests these monsters into realization. And the more these monsters kill, the more powerful and real they become to other people. And that's where Erica Slaughter come in and the House of Slaughter. Little girl's like, but that lady down there, she saved me. And she's been trying really hard to keep me alive and trying to hurt the monster. I think that's what she does. I think she saves little girls like me from big monsters and tries to not let those big monsters hurt or eat little brothers either. So she's doing her job and I want to protect her the best way she can. So Ed notices Andy coming back and he calls out for Francie, and Andy's like, what the heck is going on? After my chonching session, gotta come home to this? Well, she gets snapped up in the air and all she can do is scream like she definitely does care. Erica Slaughter comes in, does her thing, slices and dices, monster comes in half, and she murders the monster, ends it all, be all. Erica Slaughter's like, there, it is done. Give me some water, chug, chug, chug. And Erica Slaughter looks at the little girl like, we need to get out of here before the authorities show up. But it's not over now. Nobody else is gonna die. The little girl, all she could do is show her gratitude and give Erica Slaughter a hug. And Erica Slaughter handled that business like, that's a lesson in blood right there, baby. So Erica Slaughter's like, okay, now we just have to clean up this mess a little bit. So she takes out the chainsaw and she looks at Ed and Francie and is like, okay, I was trained from a young age to make sure nobody who learns the truth about monsters lives to talk about it. What about the girl, says Ed. And Erica Slaughter, all she can do is say this. She has had a traumatic experience. She imagined all of this. She'll grow up and think it was a weird nightmare. The rest of you, you're a problem. And Ed's like, please don't kill. And Erica's like, look, I got a heart, okay? That's why it's a good thing none of you saw anything, and keep it that way. And you're lucky that I was taught by somebody with the freaking soul to handle these things like this, all right? And then the little girl's like, but he texted his boyfriend. Jake is not my boyfriend, says Ed. And Erica Slaughter's like, look, the signals are still dead. The texts haven't been sent. Delete them or some very bad people are going to come to this town who interpret the rules differently than I do. Obviously, she's referencing the House of Slaughter. Make sure he deletes this and doesn't think that I'm joking, all right? And Francie's like, okay, who are you? And Erica Slaughter's like, who I am isn't important. What's important is this, that this girl is alive and that thing isn't going to get any more of them, all right? I wish I could know more, says Francie. And Erica's like, no, you don't. And that is the end of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 37. So in this issue of Something is Killing the Children, we're just going through a path, like a roadblock, so to speak, or what happens before the events of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1. So in this issue, we begin with these two girls running away, and this girl's like, Sophie, wait up for me. I don't think she saw us. Well, you better be quiet and keep running. And what they're talking about is they have a pair of scissors in their hands, and this lady, I guess is their mom, older sister, or whatever, she's pissed that they cut off a little bald spot on her head. I mean, you can see like a little discrepancy on her hair, and she's pissed about that. So she threatens that when she catches them, she's gonna shave their heads bald like them little cancer kids. And those kids are hiding right behind the tree. Her phone rings, she has to go inside and answer it. So the other girl with the glass is like, okay, it's time for us to move. And Sophie is like, is she really gonna shave our heads? Only if she catches us. So they go up to their tree house, and Sophie is like, okay, it smells nasty up in here. And the other girl with the glasses, I don't know her name, but she said that her dad was chasing some raccoons out of there last week, but they don't think that raccoons can stink that much, and they hear somebody breathing underneath there. So Sophie is scared, but the girl with the glasses is like, I'm not, I'm armed, I'm dangerous, I'm pretty sure it's nothing. She takes off the blanket and it's a wounded Erica Slaughter and her desperate fight for survival right now. You want to call it that, maybe a little clickbaity, but hey, if you watch the video and you stick right through it, I would appreciate that. Not to mention, this video is sponsored by coffee, so hey, if you'd like to buy a boy a cup of coffee, link in the description or donate to the super thanks, but we're gonna get right back into the content. So while the cash falls out, these girls think it's a lot of money, and they're looking at all the stuff that's in Erica Slaughter's backpack. You got Jessica, you got knives, you got sewing, you got this, you got that, you got medical equipment, you got a little bit of everything, and you got Octo. You gotta be careful with Octo, because Octo's always looking to stir up some trouble. So Erica Slaughter's phone rings, and the girl in the glass is like, well, let's see who's calling. And Sophie's like, no, don't pick it up, you're gonna get in trouble. So she picks up the phone anyway. What you're told not to do, you went ahead and did it, you up and done it. Well, you're gonna see who answers the phone, and it's Aaron Slaughter. And Aaron Slaughter's like, and who might this be? Oh, I'm not gonna tell you my name, not to strangers. Well, you need to give me the phone to that mean blonde lady. She's sleeping. And Aaron, you can tell by that look, like, yo, is she sleeping or is she hurt? Like, it's just triggering him right now. I don't know who you are. And Aaron Slaughter's like, I am the mean blonde lady's friend, and I'm helping her to stop some very bad things, so you gotta give me the phone. How can I be sure you're not the one who hurt her? Oh, so she's hurt now. What is your name? I'm not supposed to. So they go back and forth, and Aaron is not having any more of these games. And he's like, look, you little brat, if you don't. She hangs up the phone, and she's like, he's very rude. So they get this little piece of paper. They're like, wait a minute, that's Cindy from Mrs. Wright's class. Is that the girl that died last week? Oh, yes, it is. I take a closer look, and Erica Slaughter is still sleeping, tired, recovering, whatever you want to call it. So they take off her mask, like, ooh, this mask is cool. Yeah, it's kind of scary. And Octo's like, oh, it's meant to be scary. And they're like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. Did Erica say something? Nah, well, they don't know that her name is Erica. They just wonder if she said something. And they're like, no, she's still sleeping. And Octo's like, it's to strike fear into the creature she needs to kill. Your little friend, the dead girl, do you wonder how she died? This is going dark real quick. The parents are all saying it's a bear, but you know it isn't. You know the truth about the world. You know that monsters exist, right? Do you want to know who this woman is? Well, yes, she's a monster hunter, but she's been hurt, and there's still work to be done. Something similar happened when she was young. There was a monster and nobody else could kill it, but she found the weapons and she took matters into her own hands. Well, what happened to the monsters of the girl as they pick up Erica Slaughter's machete? It was never able to hurt again. Not directly. Why does that sound so mysterious? So how can we kill the monsters, said the girls. So what the is going on up in here? And whoever this woman is from earlier, the beginning of the issue, she finds him in that tree house. She's like, I swear to God, I'm going to gut you guys. Knives? Where'd you even get the knives? It was bad enough he had scissors to cut a piece of my hair out. And Erica kind of moves around and is like, I'm still too tired and hurt to even wake up. And what the hell is this? Like, what you guys get yourselves into? And the girls are like, well, we're gonna kill a monster. Shut up, don't even leave out of my sight. This sounds so stupid right now. So she gets down, checks Erica Slaughter's pulse, and she's like, okay, she's alive. And Sophie's like, but the octopus said, I don't give a damn what the octopus says as a girl. But she notices that Erica Slaughter's bleeding, so she must have some kind of nursing background. So after she realizes that Erica Slaughter is still bleeding, she tells herself, and her name is Darla, okay, Darla, focus, everything's gonna be all right. So she asks the girl in the glass to hand her the antiseptic and the brown bottle and some of those bandages. She does just that, and she puts the antiseptic on Erica Slaughter's wounded arm, and Erica wakes up because that must have burned. She grabs her wrist like, you better stop that. And the girl in self-defense grabs a machete, and Erica Slaughter's like, okay. So Darla's like, wait a minute, who are you? She doesn't even want to answer the question. Give me back my mask. So the girl was like, well, the octopus said that there were monsters out there and that we have to go kill them because they killed you. Erica's like, did he now? Octo's stirring up some stuff. Well, don't you have something to say? Because, like, Darla's wondering, like, what's going on? Like, you're packing up your stuff. You're just going to take a nap in the treehouse and be like, that's it. I'm cool. I'm out. Erica gives him an explanation that she was at a party. She had too much to drink and the dog bit her and she needed a place to crash. And Darla's like, no, wait a minute. I'm calling the cops. Do you really want to do that, says Erica? Her phone rings. She talks to Aaron Slaughter. She's like, look, I passed out for an hour, so I'm fine. You don't need to send anyone out here to locate me. I already took care of the problem. It just took care of me for a little bit. And no, they do not know anything. Hangs up the phone. That's it. Stops the problem, stops the bleeding, pun intended kind of thing. So Darla's like, was that the man from before? Yeah, well, he was rude. And Erica kind of likes that too. Like, yeah, he kind of sucks. So Darla's like, I can't just let you go without explaining yourself. You're kind of bloody up in my treehouse. So what do I do? And Erica takes a sigh. She tells him, look, there's gonna be things in life where you just have to kind of let those things go. Because if you do some digging, and the deeper you go, it's gonna make it worse. But just, you're never gonna see me again. The girls probably won't even remember this, and when they grow up, they're gonna forget about it, and you will too. So to show some humanity in Erica touches up Darla's hair because she realizes, hey, your hair's kind of messed up over here. I could touch it up a little bit. I did this for my friend Jessica, but you're still gonna have to go see a professional when I'm done. So she does her thing, and the girl's like, it's a lot better, but I'm still gonna have to go see a professional. So Erica climbs down the treehouse and goes about her mission, and she tells the girls, don't go into the woods at night. Bad things happen in the woods at night. So they give Erica her farewell, and she tells Octo, if you ever do that bull jive again, I'm throwing you in the garbage disposal. Now, even though nothing much happened in this issue, this was still Erica's kind of desperate fight for survival. Alright, so before we begin this issue, this is the last issue of the character defining year 0 arc with Erica Slaughter and the nightmares that she's been dealing with before it leads into Something Is Killing the Children issue number 1. Now in issue number 1 through 20, we deal with Erica Slaughter and the current timeline of that story, and then other issues deals with the past, and then what happens after the fact, and now we're going back like chiropract to what happens to Erica Slaughter and the moments that led to Something Is Killing the Children issue number 1. So we quickly realize that whatever transpired in this town, Erica Slaughter is seeing a therapist. And the therapist is like, okay, so what brings you here today? And Erica Slaughter is like, curiosity, I guess. And he's like, about yourself? I guess. Well, no, not about me. About this, about what you do. And he's like, what, you never been to a therapist before? I think it's kind of dumb, she says. Well, sure, it can be. There are a lot of bad therapists out there. But Erica's like, but not you. You're one of the good ones. But you can tell by the way her tone is, she's kind of undermining him or giving him like a backhanded response. And he tells her, you're paying for this, so you might as well get to talking for me a little bit. She's like, okay, I'm out of practice. I don't like people very much. And he's like, well, that's fair. Like I said, there's a lot of bad therapists out there. And you get like some interesting dialogue back and forth between them. And this frustrates Erica because she's like, I don't know how this works. You're not asking me anything. How does this work if you don't ask me anything? So he asks her, what would you ask you if you were sitting where I am? And she's like, well, probably start with the stitches on my arm. Ask me how I got those. Ask me how I got the bruises. And he's like, okay, how did you get the stitches and those bruises? She goes dark and she's like, I can't tell you that. Well, that wasn't a very good thing for me to ask, was it? Guess not. So he finally flat out asked her, like, how old were you when your mom died? 12. It was both of them, my mom and my dad, the same night. And also that same night, my friend died too, but I don't remember her that much now. Oh, you were there? Yes, I was there and I saw it, says Erica. Kind of creepy, kind of chilling, but we do know that takes place in the events of Something Is Killing the Children, issues number 16 to 20, which we did cover in this channel arc right here. So he asked her, how did you survive that? Well, I saw the thing that killed him and I tried to kill it. Got pretty close to. Was it an animal? And Erica's like, yeah, you could say it was an animal, a pretty messed up animal. And we get this glimpse, this bloody, horrific glimpse of this Oscar type going to work on Erica's parents and friend. Now, before we go any further, we're just going to admire this in. This video is sponsored by coffee because I do these videos early in the morning before I take the kids to school and before I go to work. So if you'd like to buy a boy a cup of coffee, link in description or donate to the super thanks. But the greatest compliment you guys can do is by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. With all that being said, let's get back into the content. So now Erica goes into Jessica. Jessica was the one that saved her life and she found Erica a new home. So the therapist obviously asked her, who is Jessica? Well, I guess you could say that she raised me. Erica starts crying and the therapist is like, well, don't be sorry. And you notice throughout this issue, he keeps a very neutral tone. And Erica's like, I'm not a crier. Well, you don't seem like you, are you? And I'm not going to tell anyone, I promise. And Erica's like, yeah, I guess. So the therapist goes deeper and is like, tell me about Jessica. So before she goes there, she needs to do some digging around because Erica's a pretty hard girl. But I like how we see this vulnerable side of Erica Slaughter too, because all we ever see is the badass side of Erica. Now we get to see a more vulnerable side, and it's kind of chilling because you're digging into the past that she don't want to talk about. So she asks him, the kids in town, the ones who have been dying, have you been talking to their friends and parents? And he's like, yo, patient doctor confidentiality. But she probes some more, but this isn't a big town. You've got to talk to a few of them, I'm sure. And he tells her it's definitely on a lot of people's minds, including mine. It's horrible. No one seems to know what's happening to children. So do you talk to kids? She gets all eyes wide open. And he's like, no, it's not my specialty. The closest child psychologist is about a 90-minute drive that way. So it usually happens after a divorce, not because of this. So what do you say to the kids who just lost a friend or sibling? Erica wants to know because I think she needs to know and wants to know how to deal with these kids after she goes to these towns and starts slaying monsters, but he can't tell her that. She just continues to cry and she doesn't like that. And the reason why she doesn't like that is because, there was so much happening when her parents died that she didn't even cry then, but she didn't know what was going on then. But now that she's crying now, she thinks it's a sign of weakness. And in the House of Slaughter, if you cry, you get picked on by other kids because that's just how messed up they were. And if you cry in front of them, they pick on you, just like Aaron Slaughter. They picked on him a lot because he cried. And when he got picked on, he tried to pick on Erica Slaughter. She's going into details about the House of Slaughter with her handler, Aaron Slaughter. So because Aaron cried a lot and picked on Erica, Erica was meaner to him, which made him cry more. And the doctor was like, why did you even do that? Because he's a little shit, that's why. But I was always meaner to the people who were mean to me. So how about the adults, says a therapist, in your life? Did you ever see any of them cry? Oh yeah. Jessica, the one that recruited her, she cried a lot because she's been drinking a lot, and she drank a lot because she cried a lot, or her drinking resulted into crying. Do you think she was weak? The therapist asked, and he thinks about her, and she has flashbacks of her, but you can tell she's having a quote unquote weak moment because she says it's here, but she also believes Jessica was weak too. And the therapist's like, you don't sound too sure. And I don't see very many notes on this paper. Erica's like, if she wasn't weak, she'd still be here. She couldn't keep herself in check. She didn't have any discipline. She let other people pick up this life before they were ready, even if it meant putting them in danger. It sounds like you're angry with her, says the therapist. I'm not angry with her, says Erica. This isn't why I'm talking to you. I cry now. I like to stop it. I don't want to cry no more. And he's like, sorry, I don't teach people how to suppress their feelings. That's not what I do, and it's not even a good thing because it's hard for them to let it out and it's hard for them to keep it in. It's just not a good human psychological balance. At least people pretty freaked up, Yeah, I said fricked up because I wasn't sure if I want to say fucked up or fricked up, and I just went ahead and said it anyway. So Erica's like, look, I did it when I was 12. It works for a while. Help me make it work for a while now. And he doesn't want to do that. So he asks her again, how long ago did you lose Jessica? 1 year ago, 1 year this weekend. So how did she go? And Erica's like, I am not going to tell you that. But we get a glimpse, and even though we're 40 issues deep of Something is Killing Children, we get little bits and fragments of how Jessica goes, but that's it. Erica Slaughter tells him that's not for you, and the therapist is like, okay, I respect that boundary, but you asked me what I tell kids who come in, the ones who have lost somebody. Everyone gets kids backwards. Kids think that they're all balls of emotion. That's what the adults think. And sure, kids have lots of emotions, but for the most part, they're still figuring out how the world works. They like logic. They want to know why things are happening. So I like to question and ask the question, what is practical use of being sad? Like the utility of it. To us as humans, it's why we evolved to be sad when we lose someone in our life. Someone important, someone who shaped us into who we are. Sounds like why Erica Slaughter is crying over Jessica. And the thing is, as a therapist, it's to make us remember. It's to make sure we remember. Sadness is a tool our brain uses to take all of the memories that we love the most or hate the most and make sure they're never forgotten. Not out of sentimentality or nostalgia. It's so we remember what was important so that we can see in the world when it comes around again. And so we remember what hurt so we don't get hurt again or hurt anybody else like we were hurt. You can tell he put his emotions into that, and Erica's like, I felt that, and you know what? I like that. That's pretty good. So she ends the therapy and gives the therapist some money because there was a girl that she had an incident with because, Erica had to kill some monsters and all that. She gives him some money so he can help cover some of her lessons. Even though that is not his specialty, it just goes to show you the character of Erica Slaughter. I dig this issue because even though nothing happened, no killing happened, we get a little flashback of what happened. It deals with the theme of trauma, a traumatic experience. We've seen Erica dealing with monsters and their aftermath as though it is her job and her only job, but that does not make the sense of loss go away. Underneath this facade and this tough girl persona that Erica puts on, she is still human. Dealing with the loss is a universal human experience. We've all dealt with that. And I like how we see that in her. She wants to understand how to talk to children she meets and gives them the kind of help that she did not receive when she was a child. The way the therapist is drawn, like he keeps a neutral face as best as he can, but he did let out a little emotion at the end when he talks about why we cry when we cry. But these are just fleeting emotions. Erica studies him, and this shift puts a whole new perspective. I can't even talk this one because my coffee's not in. So it puts a whole new perspective on her, and it has that effect. So bottom line about this issue, Something is Killing Children digs deep into Erica's psyche. It reminds us that monsters leave a lot of aftermath behind them. Even though these monsters are formed by trauma and the emotions that kids create, it leaves a lot of aftermath in the fact. So you got to dig this issue. Even though I call it a chilling chapter in Erica's past, it is kind of chilling because you get a little bit of glimpse how Jessica, her mentor, died. Just a little glimpse. And also, Erica's human and it's kind of messing with her too. It's taking its toll on her. There's only so much that she can bear. Now, before we go forward into the issue, we got to go into this flashback. This is where we open with Erica Slaughter reluctantly practicing using a gun, and her mentor Jessica is like, it's part of your training, you got to do this. And Erica, she really don't want to. So Jessica tells her, we can do it the boring way on the farm if you want. Get all the crappy white mask looking over your shoulder. The white mask is the order, is part of the ranking systems. The white mask, they hunt monsters in groups. Black mask, that's what Erica is. And Jessica, they hunt monsters solo. So Erica obviously ain't got nothing to do with it. So Jessica takes the gun, pulls it out, actually shows off with it more likely. And Erica knows that, like, you just want to show it off. And Jessica's like, yeah, that's my prerogative. I'm allowed to show off how cool I am. And Erica's like, I'll be fine with, but I prefer to use knives. And Jessica smoking a cigarette looking all drip-tastic is like, I like knives too, but sometimes you can't get close enough to the freaking things that want to kill you, and you have to use a ranged weapon. But if you can get your hands on a high-end crossbow, then you'll have some fun. And Erica does have experience using a high-end crossbow before, and maybe that's just a little callback right there. But Jessica warns her, but that's not what you're going to find when you break into somebody's house, to scrounge something worth using. And Jessica reminds her, and you have to know how to use what you can get your hands on. It doesn't feel like it'll work against some monsters, says Erica, and that's true. Guns don't work with monsters. But Jessica tells her there are lots of different kinds of monsters in the world, Erica. So practice and fire. And that she does. Now, what could she possibly mean by that? Oh, we will find that out. So we see Erica sitting at a pond, reminiscing, decompressing, feeding the ducks because homegirl's been through a lot. She carries a lot on her back, literally and figuratively. So when Erin Slaughter, her mentor, well, sorry, not her mentor, more like her handler, comes behind her and tells her, you know, when you do things like this, it only makes my job a lot harder. And Erica's like, well, I don't give a damn if your job is hard. Erin's like, my job being hard makes your job hard because we're both doing the same thing. You haven't turned your phone on for a week, and I was worried that you might be dead. And Erica's like, well, I'm not. You don't see me trying to slip myself, do you? And Erin's like, I can see that. So he sits down, talks to her, and tells her, I would be sad if you were dead. Yeah, says Erica, you'll be sad because they actually have to make you do all the hunting, and you don't like that. You like being behind the desk making the calls. You don't like getting your hands dirty. And Erin's like, I'll do a perfectly good job in the field when I have to. Don't don't do that. Don't play. This ain't recess. So after kind of the tension cools down a little bit, Erin tells her, look, I just want to let you know that I was worried about you and myself, all right? So just checking in on you. So he asks her the question after they sit down and reflect in silence. What happened here, Erica? And she tells him, there was a girl, there was an Oscar-type monster, and that was it. It was a little bastard that kept running. No matter what I did to corner it, it kept running. And the girl, she kept telling me that she had a perfect way for me to fight back. A gun safe. And she knew the combination to it. I watched a 10-year-old girl who knows how to mess with a locker open up the gun safe in front of me. And it sounds cool to use all the guns, but you know what? They're never useful against monsters, especially Oscar-type monsters. And that's what Jessica told her. So we're getting back into memory lane here. So Erin's like, okay, so what happened? And Erica tells her, I did my job. The monster had come from her. I was using her to lure it into a trap where I can kill it. It's what I do every week. And it came and it was strong. It gotten 4 kids already, fattened up, angry, fast, and hard to kill. That's how these monsters work. The more they eat, the stronger they get. So Erica tries to corner it down to the quarry outside of town. Only one way back and she would get it from behind. And Aaron's like, well, the monster that size, it sounds like you should have called him the White Mask. Probably, yeah, but I hate ever giving them credit. But even just one other monster hunter would have helped me out immensely. And Erica goes in and plots the kill right there. But it wasn't easy, says Erica, and I was tired, and I got the upper hand. And that's when I heard her shout out. But the gun didn't fire. She hadn't taken the safety off. I tried shouting at her, but she was afraid. The monster saw her. The monster wanted her, and she was fumbling it, and she was fumbling with it, trying to get it to work. And that's when I heard the worst sound ever. Why you gotta, that's the rule number 1. You never put the gun to her face. But how can homegirl know that? And that's when the worst thing she could hear. Now, I hate to be an a-hole and reminisce on this, but this video is sponsored by coffee. So if you'd like to buy your boy a cup of coffee, link in description or donate to the super thanks. And don't forget to check out RatedComics.com for some really cool limited print Rated Comics exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. I gotta change up the panel over here. Yeah, this comic book is also gonna be a Netflix series, and I like how even though this is a horror comic, we're getting more juicy backbone character building story with Erica, and she's human, she has emotions, and she goes through a lot. And Erica sheds out in tears because it's just a lot to hold in. And Aaron Slaughter tells her it's okay. She was still alive for a minute or two, and her fear, it was too good for the Oscar type to pass it up. It started eating her, which kept it in place long enough for me to do what I had to do. And that's good, says Aaron Slaughter. That's really good. Yeah, at least it didn't get anyone else, says Erica Slaughter. It's all horrible, Erica, says Aaron. It shouldn't be so easy for someone to die, but it always is. Somehow it always is. And then they stand in silence again. So Aaron tells her, you could have called me. You could have said that this was hard and I could have covered for you. And Erica's like, yeah, but you would have been a little poo-poo about it. Yeah, that's true, says, and I would have been a little shit about it, but I still would have done it. Yeah, well, maybe I should have called. So Aaron tells her, I was worried. You know, maybe I know you don't drink like Jessica, but you do go hard on yourself. You're not afraid to let the damage of all this hit you, which is how she was. You don't hurt yourself like how Jessica did. Erica doesn't drink. Jessica did drink, the promise. But the thing that they both have in common, and Aaron Slaughter does make it a fact to point it out to her, but you both do hurt yourself because you carry it with you. And Erica's like, I know. It was her dad. The fear always comes from somewhere. So when these kids manifest these monsters, it's because of fear. But the fear comes from somewhere. And in that little girl's case, it came from her dad. But Erica doesn't know if it's because the dad was abusive or the dad put her hands on her or what. So she went back into the house that night, still stinking of blood and sweat, but she didn't care. She emptied the gun safe and took all the guns to the quarry. One by one, she threw them away. And Aaron tells her, you know, guns don't work on monsters. I know that, but there are lots of different kind of monsters. Jessica taught me that. All right. And that same gun that the girl killed herself with on accident, Erica had that same gun at gunpoint to that little girl's father, because monsters exist in all kinds of ways. So Aaron's like, what did you do? Nothing, says Erica. I almost. It wouldn't have fixed it. It just would have been more death. And I don't want to be the sort of person, you know, that does that, because death is easy enough without me. It's too easy. The girl, says Erica, after her name was Jessica. And that's an emotional impact, and Aaron knows that shit too, so he's like, damn, that's pretty heavy. So they hug it out, and Aaron tells her there are a lot of other girls out there. I know, says Erica, so where am I going next? And that's where we conclude this issue of Something's Killing the Children. Issue number 40, year 0. All these stories take place before Something is Killing the Children. Issue number 1. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. Also, link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print Rated Comics exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. This is pretty heavy right here. But other than that, what you guys think? Let me know. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.